This was one of the reasons that I stopped doing my walkie-talkies. I would catch up avec mes amis, talk about the latest and greatest, or not even the greatest, what was going on with me emotionally. And I really was on more than I was off. The purpose of those walks was for me to really have time to detach from technology. And I wasn't doing that because I was essentially entertaining others. So I created boundaries. I stopped doing those walkie-talkies to entertain others and solely did it for myself. Mes amis, and bienvenue to one of these days of Vlogmas. C'est moi, Jessie, your resident Francophile, and here on Cappuccinos and Consignment, I focus on lifestyle, travel, and finance. S'il vous plaît, take a moment to like, subscribe, and follow. Follow me over on Insta. I have a blog, and on both TikTok and Insta, simply search Pour Moi because I'm not on your feed all the time, or for some people, not at all. This is my 25 day of vlogging. If you are new here, we are not holiday people, so my Vlogmas, so to speak, is a bit different. There will be no decorating, gift wrapping, all of those things. We will just have a good time together. So you will see me for 25 consecutive days. How I show up remains to be seen, but you will see me. Thus far, I have spent these days, or essentially most of Vlogmas, replying to comments from mes amis. I have encouraged you all to leave comments, leave topics that you would like me to address, and a lot of these vlogs will be solely based on replying to your comments. Today, I'm going to reply to a comment and also put away my summer attire. I am going to head to what am I heading to? Where am I heading to? That's the other thing. These vlogs will be pretty much unedited. I have a 2-edit maximum because it's very time consuming. Doing these vlogs day by day because I do not want to pre-record because, I never know how I'm feeling and I want this to be as real time as possible. So in tomorrow's vlog, we will go to the storage unit where I am putting my summer pieces and also pick up more of my winter coats, go to the dry cleaners, and I need to get a pair of boots resoled. So sold as in the shoe, the bottom of the shoe. I'm not editing that part out. So today's question, let's see. Ooh la la. I absolutely love doing these. And because these vlogs are very raw, you all will see how it really is with my long pauses, random rants, and yeah, just all the things I typically edit out. Okay, let's see. Lisa, bonjour. Today's topic is going to be from Lisa. Lisa says, I love the live vlogs. Oh yeah, initially I thought I was going to go live every day, but that didn't quite work out because of the AdSense thingies, and I still will go live, but just not every day the way I thought. So back to the comment. I love the live vlogs. A topic that I would love for you to address: how to discover your personal joy when life feels heavy and we no longer dream or have hope. It's okay to use my name, Lisa. First, my dearest Lisa, I am sending beaucoup love and light your way. Merci beaucoup for trusting me and trusting this community, for you submitting a question along these lines. I want you to know that you are not alone. So many of us are feeling this way, but we are afraid to say how we are feeling because of how people may perceive it. It's a lie. That's one of the things I will say. Speaking about mental health, or the lack thereof in most cases, is becoming a bit more normalized, but it's still a conversation that needs to be had more often. Especially, I do not know your ethnicity, your race. I don't know any of those things, but I can tell you for minority communities, and that include women, we need to get better at speaking about those things because it does give hope and courage for other people who are feeling the same thing. So let's start chatting while I hang up my pieces. Losing hope, losing that drive, losing all of those things are a part of life. It's truly a part of life. And I think at some point we all experience it. It is just how long we stay in that space. I am not a licensed therapist, counselor, anything of that nature, but I have been there so many times and I can share with you my experience. When I get to a place where I feel that I don't know my purpose, I'm feeling like I'm not editing that part out. I'm losing hope. I go outside. That is the first thing I do. If you are a vintage Mazami and you have been around for some time, it's been a little off these last few weeks because it's just been so much going on. And with daylight savings, it getting dark, like by the time I wake up, it's just trying to revamp my schedule. But prior to just things being so dense, I used to walk every single day, every single morning. I would get up and walk. Was that solely to keep my girlish figure? Some, but it was also for my mental health. There is something, and I am someone who is not too fond of nature. You all know my extent of dwelling in nature is sitting outside on a terrace enjoying a glass of champagne, wine, or a cappuccino. So I am not one with nature, but I actually am. And I see the difference. Every morning when I walked, I was given an opportunity to, one, just breathe fresh air. Having windows open in your house, and we'll get to that as well, but having fresh air, moving your body makes such a difference. If you are physically able to take a walk, if you are physically able to just sit outside, do not underestimate how much that can change your mental health. And sitting outside, do so uninterrupted. This was one of the reasons that I stopped doing my walkie-talkies. When I used to walk every morning, this was when I first started. I started doing the stay-at-home orders because we were all working from home. Prior to that, I didn't have time to go for morning walks. So when I used to do those morning walks, I used to record. I would catch up avec mes amis, talk about the latest and greatest, or not even the greatest, what was going on with me emotionally. And I really was on more than I was off. The purpose of those walks was for me to really have time to detach from technology. And I wasn't doing that because I was essentially entertaining others. So I created boundaries, and that's something else. That's something else we'll chat about. I created boundaries and I stopped doing those walkie-talkies to entertain others and solely did it for myself. It made such a difference when I used that time while walking to unplug. Even if I didn't unplug totally, I listened to a podcast. I listened to a podcast that was either faith-based, spiritual-based, manifestation-based, or comedy. That's what I did during that time. So first and foremost, if you are able to physically get outside, please do that as soon as you can. Take a second to really breathe. Deep, deep breaths. If you are in a place where there is grass, I have noticed that times, and this may seem all hippy dippy. What does that even mean? I'm not editing that part out, but it does make a difference. Times when I am feeling very, very off, just something, I simply step outside in the grass without my shoes on and just feel the ground, feel the earth. And it does something to me. I cannot explain it. I'm sure at some molecular level, there's some transfer in energy, but just being outside makes a difference. Give yourself a moment to clear your mind. Something else I would suggest, or what I do, is I try to remember what used to give me joy. What used to give me joy? Sometimes we forget. Sometimes it was so long ago that we forgot what once made us happy. So I think back at those things. What did I used to enjoy doing? For me, it was reading magazines. Reading magazines gave me so much joy. So what do I do during those times when I just feel that I need something, some sense of inspiration, some sense of escape? I sit outside and read a magazine. I have not done that as often as I used to, but there was a time every morning before my walk, I would sit on the balcony and have a cappuccino while reading a magazine or book. And it helped so much. Another thing I do and have done before is to explore new things. You don't know what you don't know. And I know that sounds really silly, but it's the truth. Give yourself space to explore. I would say, depending on where you live, if you are physically able to, financially able to, but there's so many free things that you can do as well. Go on like a community website. Go to a community website where there are meetups, whether those meetups are virtually or in person, and just look, browse the list and see if you see a topic that you're interested in. Perhaps when you were in grade school, you took Mandarin or Spanish or some kind of language, and you see some kind of meetups or some groups where people are learning to speak a new language. Perhaps you love cooking or just eating. See if you could find a free course for, I don't know, I'm just thinking pastry classes or something. Just try to find something new. If you love looking at flowers, see if you can find a gardening club or go to a nursery and buy some seeds. And depending on your living situation, plant a garden. I do not have a green thumb, but I can tell you my short stint of growing mint, I had this sense of, I can't even explain. Again, it's something with nature. I cannot explain. I have produced life, I have kids, but there was something about getting the soil, putting a seed into the soil, and nurturing it and watching it grow. Give it a try. I see it all the time. I see seeds all the time at Target, Walmart. Well, I don't really go to Walmart, but Target, in the dollar deal section. Give it a try. That's something so small, but it can make such a difference. Give yourself space to explore things that you may have never explored. Something that does not require you to spend money or go out is to watch a documentary about a topic you never would have thought about, a topic that was not suggested to you. Just explore. One of the things I realize when I feel that I am losing my purpose, or let me look at the question again. Start to forget. I'm not editing this part out. Personal joy. Yes. Find something mentally. Keep yourself busy mentally. That is one of the biggest things. I do not know if you all have heard this adage, but the old folks say, I'm not editing that part out either. Why do I keep trying to do these sayings and knowing that I am just not great at this? What is it? It's about the devil's playground or something. An idle mind. An idle mind is the devil's playground. Whether you believe in good, bad, evil, all of those things remains to be seen, or it really doesn't matter. The fact is, an idle mind does give you time to just go down dark, dark paths. To keep myself from going down those paths, I keep my mind busy. A lot of people, times when I'm at the hospital with Juju the camera kid, my teenage son has been on the bone marrow transplant list since he was a small child. And even while at the hospital, I'm working, I'm reading, I'm keeping myself busy mentally, because if I don't, my mind will go. My mind will go to the darkest places, the worst case scenarios, me beating myself up about, this genetic blood disorder. I would start blaming myself. It just gets very, very dark. And I know this. And when you know better, you have to do better. I know where my mind can go, so I stop it. When I find myself having those negative thoughts, I instantly think of 5 things that make me happy. Whether that's a big cup, someone treating me to a big cup, which feel free to do so. I have a buy me a coffee link now. But yeah, I think about that. How did I feel when someone treated me to a coffee? How did I feel when the person in front of me held the door? How did I feel the first time I saw my babies? How did I feel the moment I graduated? How did I feel just walking down the rues à Paris? I just think about places and moments in time when I was happy to bring me back, because hold on one second. Hey boo, I'm recording. It's okay. You're going to be on the vlog. You got a second? I mean, you will you be free in a bit? Okay, I'll give you a ring as soon as I finish. It's Dion Dean, darling. Okay, I'll give you a hold on. I'm going to put you on speaker. You going to chat with him as I mean?
Hey, Mazani! Can you please get Jessie to take us to Paris with her just for a weekend? Just a petite semaine.
That's we. We're going. We're going. We are going. We are. I will love you too. Bye. That case in point, that checking in on a friend. If you have people in your community, friends, family, whomever, check in on them. You see how happy that call just made me? Sometimes when we aren't feeling well, and I don't even remember where I was going before Dion called, but perfect timing. I could not have timed that myself. That's something that I do too. When I am not feeling well, and I know this may seem a bit odd, but you'd be surprised how quick it alters your emotions. When I am not feeling well, I call and check on others. Does that make sense? I don't know. Like logically, I don't understand. Maybe it's me keeping my mind from being idle. Perhaps that's what it is. Perhaps it all circles back to that. But a lot of times, the joy I get when I call someone else and they're happy to hear from me, it means so much to me. It makes me so happy. So consider that. Consider think about that. Think about what you can do to bring joy to someone else's life. And it really is, it's circular. It is circular. You paying it forward puts that good energy out there. And you'll be surprised how many people in turn, return, circle back and will randomly call you to check in on you. One of the biggest takeaways too is to give yourself grace. Know that what you are feeling is god awful nasal drip. I edited that part out, so that's why I have to save my edits. When I stammer on words, I can't edit those out, but me choking, that is not for the internet. But give yourself space and grace. I do not know if there's a specific scientific amount of time that you should not dwell in certain places of feeling like you do not have joy before you should consult a professional. But give yourself space to understand that that's a part of life. There are times when we will not find joy. There are times when we will feel down. Just don't stay there. Don't stay in that place. If you do think you need to seek professional help, do not be afraid. Do not be embarrassed. Do not. Depending on insurance or finances, things of that nature, I feel that now I've seen them at least, so many apps that offer reduced. I know BetterHelp is one of the things. I've been trying to get a collaboration with them forever. Mazami, tell BetterHelp we need to sponsor. That's one of the places that I would love to work with, because mental health means so much to me. And I feel that someone like me speaking about this will give others not even permission, but give others space to know that it is normal and it is a luxury to be able to seek therapy. Think about when it is time for you to seek professional help. Lean in on your community. That is such a big part. I think about grieving, as I am currently grieving now from losing my mare. I really don't know what I would have done without having this community here avec moi. You all have poured into me like no other. So I know that it is my duty, it is my purpose to continue to be here for you all. And it's beautiful. It is so beautiful. So find a community. This is a shameless plug. If you do want to do a one-on-one call avec moi, I am ending the month with one-on-one calls that are totally centered on finding your purpose, finding your goals, finding those things that light you up. We deserve that. We do. So, my dear Lisa, I do hope that my response, how I process things, I hope that does help you at some point. And I want you to know that you are not alone. You are not alone. Whether you have a community outside of here, you have one here. I can guarantee you after this vlog in the comments, which I will pin your name if you reply, I guarantee Mes Amis will pour into you because this is what we do. I look and I reply to every single message that I receive, and I see how you all interact with one another, how you all support one another. So it shows you, Lisa, that you are not alone. Know that you are loved, know that you are protected, and know that you deserve to have joy. You deserve to have peace. And whatever I can do to help you with that, know that I'm here. So I love you dearly. I love you all dearly. And I will see you all dimanche. Alrighty. Ciao for now.